Welcome, and in this presentation I am going to provide an overview of the expectations required to complete your final professional portfolio. Now, as you plan and prepare to complete this assignment, there are a few things I strongly suggest you take a look at. Number one being Appendix C of the course syllabus, because this contains some of the general guidelines for the assignment, but I will elaborate on this information throughout the presentation. Number two is NASP's Advanced Standards for Physical Education. Take a look at this because I believe this document will help you in understanding and in describing the three areas of professional qualities and characteristics. And number three, the final portfolio rubric, because this will be used to grade your final assignment, both in Moodle and in TaskStream. So let's take a look at the assignment guidelines as posted in Appendix C of the course syllabus. You will create this final comprehensive portfolio where all previously completed portfolio information from Kin 792A and 792B will be included. Additionally, there are some reflection sections that you're going to have to develop as well. In the first section of your final portfolio, the first thing you want to do is provide the reader with a basic understanding of these three professional qualities and characteristics. And these are those three questions listed in Appendix C. And this should be a section all by itself titled Professional Qualities and Characteristics Description. So in 1 or 2 pages, you're going to explain what these mean. You're going to provide a description and an explanation of these and maintain your focus on them. Do not go into detail. Do not explain how you're going to meet these. You're not answering the questions in this section. You're just providing that overview and that understanding in very simplistic terms of what these professional qualities and characteristics are. So very similar to your executive summaries, you will simply describe and explain these here. Next, in about 2 or 4 pages, you're going to discuss how the artifacts that you've included help to demonstrate that you're meeting each of the three professional qualities and characteristics. And you can title this section Professional Qualities and Characteristics, Artifacts, Reflection. Now refer to your artifacts, which should be included in the appendices, and these can be artifacts used in previous portfolios or newly included artifacts. The important thing is to make sure that you are making a connection and clearly explaining how the artifacts that you've included help you demonstrate your understanding of the professional qualities and characteristics. Just as you completed the reflection sections in your portfolio, you will identify the artifacts, you'll explain what those artifacts are, you'll explain how they are used and how they relate to the professional qualities and characteristics, and how you are or how you have used them to help demonstrate that you're meeting those professional qualities and characteristics. So pay close attention to the 3 questions that must be clearly and comprehensively responded to. Number 1 being, how are you an advocate for the kinesiology discipline, physical education, coaching, and or strength and conditioning? What specific things have you done or are you currently doing to demonstrate that you are a true advocate for your profession? And this means that there should be evidence of you speaking and or writing about the importance of your profession. Also, different ways that you show how you're supporting the profession and what you do to defend the credibility of the profession. This is why the artifact section is so important. They help you to provide this evidence, but you must make the clear connection between these and those professional qualities. Number 2, how are you demonstrating that you are a continuous, collaborative, professional learner and who furthers your own professional development to use your abilities to contribute to your profession? So here, consider each one of these concepts individually. What does it mean to be a continuous professional learner? Also, what does it mean to be a collaborative professional learner? And how do these things help you professionally? And how are these things manifested in your profession by what you do? And number 3, how are you demonstrating that you're a responsive and reflective practitioner in your chosen professional career? Here, you want to reflect on any and all personal and professional expectations and what you're doing to not only exceed those expectations, but also recognize your own strengths and areas that need improvement. There should be an ongoing reflection on how you can continue to maintain your strengths while also determining how you can improve your weaknesses. What specific things are you doing, and how are those things helping you learn and improve personally and professionally? The next section you will include will be a professional development plan, titled the same thing. And in this section, you will discuss how you will continue to develop and improve in the 3 professional qualities and characteristics. And this is in your chosen professional field. And the emphasis is on explaining how. Your professional development plan should detail the next 5 years of your professional career. And this should be well organized and detailed, outlining your personal growth objectives, activities that you plan to engage in, and any other professional endeavors you may have, as well as where you plan to position yourself professionally and how you expect to obtain those professional goals and objectives within the next 5 years. Be sure that this section is well organized and it clearly addresses these areas. The next section will include your final reflection on good to great in God's eyes. Now, although this section is a required component of your final professional portfolio, it will not be assessed using the same rubric. Additionally, include a report on the number of hours that you've worked during weeks 13 and 15, just as you've done with your previous progress reports. And next, you will develop a section that includes all of your previously completed portfolio assignments. And this can be titled Professional Portfolios. And here you're going to include the portfolios without the appendices, just as they were completed in chronological order. Each portfolio should begin on a new page, beginning with Portfolio 1, of course, and be sure that you have made any and all corrections that were required on your portfolios. And this is based on feedback and suggestions that may have been provided by your instructor. Failure to make any necessary corrections will result in a loss of points, so you don't want to risk that. Include your reference page following this, and this should include all the references used within all of your portfolios. And remember that your reference list must be alphabetized, and you do not need to include multiple reference listing for the same citation. What I mean by that is, for example, while you cite NASB standards in every one of your portfolios, or you should, you only need to include this in your reference list once. And following your reference list, you will include your appendices. And the artifacts that you included in the previously completed portfolios should already be properly organized to include in your appendices. And the first artifact that you refer to, which should have been completed in Portfolio 1, is identified as Appendix A. And this continues with Appendix B and C and D and so on. And it's important to note that your final professional portfolio is worth 225 points. And as with any assignments and expectations in the master's program, you must receive a minimum score of 82% in order to meet what we consider the minimum standard of expectation. And failure to do this means you did not pass, although this course is considered a credit, no credit course. And unlike your other portfolios, you will not have the opportunity to revise and resubmit your final professional portfolio. So be sure you've spent some time developing and reviewing it before you actually submit it. In addition to the specific content and responses that need to be addressed, there are also other expectations, which include your ability to demonstrate scholarly master's level writing. Also, the overall organization and structure of your portfolio should be well developed. Correctly used references and citations are expected, and this means both in text as well as on a reference page. Also, always adhere to APA formatting guidelines, and remember to remove the setting in Microsoft Word that adds that extra space between paragraphs. Your entire document should be double spaced. And remember to proofread your portfolio before you submit it. Now, this is going to be a large file, but you will still post this in Moodle and into TaskStream as well. We must have it posted in both places. And that should do it for now. If you have any questions or if you're confused on any of the steps in your final professional portfolio or on any of this information, please feel free to contact me. Take care for now.